Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? I got some great news, really good news, great news. Matter of fact, let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it. According to ESPN, you see it here. It's on the screen. According to ESPN, Anthony Joshua accepts terms for Tyson Fury fight on December the 3rd. Of course, the Anthony Joshua wanted this fight a long time ago. Of course, the it was a fight for undisputed. You know, Anthony Joshua, two-time unified heavyweight champion. Of course, when he had the titles, it was a big fight that was going to take place between him and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was forced to fight Deontay Wilder. Of course, we know the reason why. Um, he had to take care of that fight, and why he was forced to fight Deontay Wilder for the third time in the trilogy bout, which was an epic battle, in which Deontay Wilder ended up getting knocked out. But they traded knockdowns in that fight. It was a great fight. Of course, Anthony Joshua wanted to fight Tyson Fury, you know, on several times. He offered Tyson Fury the fight times in the past, Deontay Wilder, and things of that nature. But we're not getting into all pretty much what happened in the past and what happened back in the days. That's old news. All those guys are great fighters and dangerous fighters and some of the best heavyweights in the world. So I'm excited to hear that Anthony Joshua accept terms for a Tyson Fury fight on December the 3rd. I'm not surprised because Joshua is willing to fight the best. Joshua avoids, like you guys like to say, duck or avoid fight. No, Joshua avoids and duck no fighter. Maybe the handlers or the promoter might be in the way of certain fights, of course. And if it doesn't make sense, of course you got to agree upon terms. Of course they go into negotiations. They go into negotiating and they negotiate according to sometimes when you negotiating and you're in negotiation, I mean, you got to agree upon everything pretty much, like the term sheet, everything. You got to make sure that everything is in place and that it's going to be something that you agree to or something that you're comfortable with when it comes to before you sign a contract. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you agree upon everything. You got to make sure it meets it. And of course the promoter is going to make sure the fighter is most definitely not taken advantage of. This might be some things in the contract that they disagree with. They don't agree to. So it got to come to it has to be a mutual agreement. They have to agree upon terms and sign the contract. Boom, sealed deal. But Anthony Joshua wanted this fight a long time ago. You know what I mean? Of course, he's willing to fight the best. But according to ESPN, as you see, Anthony Joshua accepts terms for Tyson Fury fight on December the 3rd. And I'm not surprised because Joshua only willing to fight the best. And it's the same for Tyson Fury. It's the same for Tyson Fury. He went up against a very dangerous big puncher in Deontay Wilder. He went up against a very big, dangerous boxer puncher in, Dillian White. He's faced in the past dangerous, rugged fighters like Derek Chisora. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Anthony Joshua has fought a lot of great fighters. It's a lot of great fighters on his resume, from the Joseph Parkers to the Alexander Povetkin to the Dillian White, you know, Vladimir Klitschko. The same for Fury. He fought Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I mean? Um, Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? Went up against a dangerous, very awkward and very dangerous, rugged Kubrat Pulev, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. Hard hitting Charles Martin and certain fighters like that. You know, so both of these fighters are willing to fight the best, and I think it's a great fight. It's a bigger fight between, and of course, I'm all about undisputed. I'm all about Oleksandr Usyk, which is one of the best fighters in the world. Two division world champion, former undisputed cruiserweight champion, now the unified heavyweight champion, two division world champion Oleksandr Usyk, one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. So I mean, I would love to see that fight, him and Fury for undisputed. It's a legacy defining fight. It's a fight that Joshua wanted with Fury, but of course, Fury had to handle business with Wilder. Of course, he was forced to go into that fight with Wilder. He had no choice. But and it wasn't Joshua's fault when undisputed didn't take place the first time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, So it's all about the best fight and the best. And I'm glad to hear that Anthony Joshua, accepted for December. I think that was very fair. Uh, I think that was the right choice, the right decision by Anthony Joshua to go into a December date, to go for the December date instead of the November, which is not too much of a big difference, but it's a little difference. Gives him more time to prepare, even though he's active, and he just coming off a fight where he won 5 rounds against one of the best fighters in the world, and could have won that fight. It was a very close fight. I had it 7 rounds to 5 for Oleksandr Usyk. It was a close fight. Joshua showed me that he's gotten better. Even fighting Usyk, he's gotten better as a fighter. Even the 2 times he has faced Usyk, he's gotten better as a fighter. And I just don't want Fury to think that Joshua is a done fighter. He's not the same fighter, and thinking that he's going to catch Joshua. No, Joshua could come in this fight just as dangerous than he was. I mean, just as dangerous, and come into this fight better than he was when he in the both of the Usyk's fights, especially the last fight with Usyk. And it can give Fury all kinds of problems based on style. Stylistically, it's a great fight. Any one of these guys can win this fight. Fury is a very skilled fighter, fundamentally sound fighter, one of the best fighters in the world. One of the best heavyweights in the world, one of the best heavyweights in the history of boxing, along with Joshua and Wilder and a lot of other great fighters. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. I think that Joshua's based on style. Joshua can give Fury all kinds of problems. Just style. Like I tell you guys all the time, styles make fights. Just like Fury can give Joshua problems. I just think that it's one of those tough fights. A lot of people Fury would be the favorite going into the fight. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua was to win the fight by knockout, or maybe I can't see it him winning by a decision. Maybe it could be a split. Maybe it can be a unanimous. You never know. Joshua has gotten a lot better as a fighter, so he can. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to win by unanimous decision or a split decision. I mean, a unanimous decision or a majority decision, or and maybe it could be a close fight. Joshua wins a split decision. It could be the same thing with Fury, a split decision, unanimous decision, or he can probably win by a technical knockout. You know what I mean, something like that. But Joshua could win by technical knockout. It's just one of those fights. You just got to wait until both fighters step in the ring to see what's going to take place and see what's going to happen, and maybe we might get an idea of who's going to win the fight after the first couple of rounds. You know what I mean? But it's just going to be a great fight, and I knew that Fury was going to aim for Joshua. I know he was going to aim for the bigger fight, as far as in terms of popularity, as far as the bigger draw. I mean, Joshua still a big draw, win or lose. According to popularity, according to especially being held in the country, it's a massive event. It's a big fight. Of course, in the United Kingdom, it's a big fight. It's a big money fight. As far as popularity, as far as money generated, as far as revenue and all of that, it's just a big fight. You know what I mean? So it's what you guys see it. Anthony Joshua accepts terms for Tyson Fury fight on December the 3rd. Anthony Joshua has agreed to terms to challenge WBC Anthony Joshua has agreed to terms to challenge WBC World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury on December the 3rd, with the fight expected to take place at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. However, sources have told ESPN Mike Coppinger that a deal for the fight remains a long way off. Joshua management company uh 258 said in the post on Twitter. 258 and Matchroom Boxing can confirm on behalf of Anthony Joshua that we accepted all the terms presented to us by Fury's team to fight on December the 3rd. Last Friday, due to the Queen's passing, it was agreed to halt all communication. We are awaiting a response. Although Joshua's management team said that they have accepted the 40% split for a proposed fight with Fury on December the 3rd. Sources have told ESPN some obstacles remain in the way of the deal. Fury promoter Frank Warren is trying to secure a site fee that would satisfy Fury's thirst for a sizable purse, sources have said. Venues in Saudi Arabia, which staged Oleksandr Usyk's rematch with Joshua last month, have not shown interest interest thus far. Both camps will need to agree upon a deal over how the fight will be broadcast. Fury is signed exclusively to BT Sports, while Joshua is signed with the Zone, meaning they would likely have to strike a deal for a joint pay-per-view. Joshua 20, 24, 3, 22 KOs had initially hoped to fight again closer to Christmas, December the 17th. But Fury, 32 and 0, won 23 KOs, said the deal hinged on fighting on November the 26th or um, December the 3rd. The Principality Stadium, where Joshua successfully unified the world heavyweight titles with a points win over Joseph Parker in 2018, could potentially accommodate around 75,000 spectators for Fury versus Joshua. With Usyk announcing he will not fight again in 2022 due to injury, Fury switched targets for his next fight and offered Joshua the opportunity to challenge him via social media. When Fury and Joshua verbally agreed to fight each other in 2020, before both pursued different opponents, Fury fought Deontay Wilder, Joshua fought Usyk. It was claimed that that all English encounter was worth 200 million. Fury has made two WBC title defenses in his second reign as champion and last fought in April when he stopped English rival Dillian White in 6 rounds. So so it's like I said, it's still trying to um they still trying to work things out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that have to fall into place before this fight can be finalized, and if this fight even takes place, so it's a lot of things that they have to make sure that it's taken care of before the fight goes forward. You guys, let me know how you feel about Anthony Joshua accepting all the terms. The fight hopefully being finalized for December the 3rd. You guys give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. Um who you think wins the fight, how you feel about this situation, and pretty much what you think about regarding Anthony Joshua accepting the terms to fight Tyson Fury for December the 3rd, and could the fight be in could where the fight is going to be take place, what platform, and on what network, and things of that nature. But this is Andrew Tucker. Love you guys. Much love and respect. Much love and respect to the entire UK Army, Tucker Army, all of my friends, all my brothers and sisters, all the kings and queens. Blessings to you and your families, and blessings to all my friends and family. Love you guys. Andrew Tucker World, and I'm out. Much love and respect.